Hello, Brock Meyer for you. Breaking news. College football Hall of Famer Lou Holtz has passed away. Sorry to hear that. I watched Lou Holtz. He was 89 years old. He used to do. He didn't do College Game Day. He just did he did analysis on ESPN. That's what I knew Lou Holtz from. I'm 100% sure he coached the Jets for like a hot minute. I want to say Lou Holtz coached the Jets. I'm quoting you on that. I'm not 1,000% sure. Any case, so what is there to talk about? The Olympics ended. The Winter Olympics ended last week, and for the first time since like in 45 years, 46 years, men's Team USA men's hockey won gold. A few days before that, the women won gold again. It's like their third time winning. Men have won it 3 times, and each time it took them like 25 years to do it. The women have done it in back to back or something like more recently. Anyway, that's not the hot button, and I skipped a part of this. I skipped a part of this segment, but I'll tie that back to that in a minute. What nobody was going to say anything if you want to know the truth. If it just had with women won, they did it again, and then the men won, yay! I can't believe it. Do you believe in miracles? They did it again, yay! And that was it. It would have been fine. Where things got heated is where, well, you can't have something happen in this country and the Donald doesn't get to touch it. So Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, which in history said there's been no more famous FBI director probably since J. Edgar Hoover. Kash Patel found he was, with Team USA celebrating in the locker room, drinking beer, popping champagne. And as someone who does both of those things, not a big deal, except he made a phone call to the commander-in-chief, the president of the free world, the president of both men and women alike. He made a call, and, nothing weird there. Until the call goes, hey, you guys come to the White House. And, I guess hold on. I'm paraphrasing, but he pretty much, let me see if I can turn it on real quick. I gotta take my glasses off, because now I'm trying to wear glasses. Which is impressive. I don't think he wears glasses. All right. Biggest, I can't do it. Shoot, it's too much attention. You gotta come to the White House. Only my White House, the best. I'm building my ballroom. It's the best ballroom you're ever gonna see. Gotta see it. I guess we gotta invite the women. If you don't invite the women, they're impeach me. They want to always impeach me. They gotta invite the women. He basically was like, hey, you come and bring your little sister too. Like, I don't want her to come, but, so you don't get in trouble, or she can come to the party too. Like, the hell? The only people who should have got the phone call first should have been the women, because they won days earlier. And 2, they have won more consistently. Now, yeah, it should be a big moment because the guys haven't won forever, but that moment, the 46 years people have waited to see this team win, just got destroyed in a 30-second conversation because of 2 reasons. One, which nobody's expecting anything different from Donald Trump, but the way the men reacted. Now, there isn't such thing as nervous laughter, but I can promise you there has been a ton of days in between where they can be like, we need to stand up and appreciate them because they did it better than us. They did it more than us. They've been holding down the United States Hockey Federation way better than we have. None of that was said. It was pretty much like, I'm the guy, men, hairy, stinky. And then it gets better because I want to say this dude, Chad from Barstool, went on and said something and I heard it and now I can't remember it. But like, what the hell is going on in the world that, like, like when did guys started feeling so like they have to defend being a guy? I'm just curious. Men have been playing sports forever. Forever. Like, let's just be real. Like, guys have dominated. Women coming into sports is still relatively new. They've been around. We had women's leagues. But it's still relatively like they're getting their own and they're finding their own path, which doesn't take away from yours, bruh. Like, chill out. Like, imagine this. Imagine this. All right? I don't know how to say this without sounding insensitive. But, like, think about if there was something somebody was doing for a long period of time, and all of a sudden you wanted to start doing it because you thought it was cool and you idolized this particular person, and out of nowhere, this particular person looked every day at you to denigrate what you did or what you're trying to do by saying, it's not the same. It's not the same. You suck still. You can't beat me. Like, what are you expecting here? Like, why them trying to make themselves better and improve their standards and create a space for themselves has to somehow hurt you? Like, do you know how like stupid you sound? I'm trying to find a better word for it, but I guess I can't. Like, how insecure are we as dudes that, like, when now you have, when, for example, like the women in the WNBA and everybody's trying to, like, I know what you're saying, Brent, we ain't got no problems. They can do their thing, but, like, they don't really deserve, or we get, why do the men in some cases? And I'm glad you asked. Here is, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, the proof. Let's look at the WNBA. The women in the WNBA are asking. They are demanding. They want more money. They feel like, first of all, the NBA did something stupid because we know that there's a partnership here. We know how much money the NBA gets from Amazon, Netflix, Shazam, Tubi, and everybody. So they basically said, like, we got all this money. We ain't got nothing for you. All right, whatever. But hear me out. In the NBA, I used the Brooklyn Nets' roster. Why did I use the Brooklyn Nets' roster? Well, they're a men's team, okay? Some would say more, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. They would be more superior to the women's league, right? The Brooklyn Nets, who happen to be, are you ready for this? 15-56. They have the word, they're terrible, all right? I don't even know the last time the Nets was good. They're on a 9-game losing streak, okay? They have won 1 out of their last 10. All right? They at home are 8-22. They're trash. Dog shit trash. All right? Which brings me to their roster. So I picked out 3 names of players I ain't never heard of before. Danny Wolf, Dayron, spelled D-A-Y, apostrophe R-O-N, Sharp, and Terrence Mann. I've heard of Terrence Mann. I have. Okay? Now, to have my proof backed up, I'm going to go back to this, I'm going to go to the roster. I didn't write this part down because sometimes certain things come to you while you're ranting. Now, I don't even have a WNBA payroll lined up, but I'm going to go on, I'm just going to take a guess and say the top WNBA player only makes about $500,000 a year, which is not a lot of money compared to pro sports. Is it a lot of money for me? Yeah. I'm gonna be real. I used to joke with my wife all the time and say, like, oh, baby, if I made that much, I ain't gotta work. I ain't still gotta work hard if I make that kind of money. Like, I still gotta go to work. But let me see if the NBA, the WNBA has the stones, if ESPN has the stones to put the WNBA's payroll up here. We're going to go to the Aces, because the Aces have one of the best players in the league. All right, they have the best player in the league. In fact, they have the best player in the game. All right? They don't have their salaries. Son of a gun. All right. Nice try. We're going to keep going here. We will not lose this moment. Hold on. I have to get this. I need her salary. And I'm going to save the name in a second. You're like, whose salary do you need, Brent? The women did. Like, I already hear it. Whatever one guy ends up listening to the show, like, I already hear it, okay? I need her salary. What does she make? What does she make for this example? Not stats. Give me her salary. Salary. Oh, you really trying to hide this, huh? Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, here are the names on the Brooklyn Nets again. Danny Wolf, who averages 9 points a game. He has played in 47 games. All right. He averages 9 points a game. He's pretty good at rebounding, about 5 rebounds a game. He's making $2 million this season. That's what he's making, all right? Let's go to Day'Ron Sharpe. Day'Ron averages 8 points a game. Pretty good at rebounding, 6 rebounds. Now, you're saying, here's how I'm looking at this. This team sucks. So there should be plenty of room for people to score, okay? 8 points. He's making $6 million this year. And now, Terrence Mann, my man Terrence, who is making $15 million to average 7 points and 3 rebounds. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Let's look at Asia Wilson, shall we? Who is a 3-time league MVP, who averaged 27 points a game and 10 rebounds a game. He's been to the finals 3 or 4 times and has 3 championships. I think she's at 2 or 3 championships to her name. Asia is making $200,000 a year per year. That is what she is making. She's making up to $4 million with endorsements, but her salary currently, right now, with a 2-year extension, is $200,000. What are we doing here? I just told you her stats versus their stats. You know the crazy shit is? Their stats don't even, if you put their stats together, they don't touch her. You telling me you can't even give me TV ratings no more, because some of their games are rating rating better than the men's, and you can actually weigh their games because their games are on television, where the men's games is on like the weirdest streaming service you ever seen. So how do you know? And you know what I think they should start doing? Since all these damn games is on streaming, how about this? Do the YouTube ticker. I want to see how many people are actually watching in real time and how many people stop watching the way YouTube does. Funny enough, my show, I can see no one's watching right now. The first 2 segments, I got about 4 viewers. So we'll take it. But I want the same energy for that, to justify the fact that you can't find money to pay the players. If you cut Terrence Mann, again, averaging 8 points, and not to go into the man's pocket, quite frankly, I'm not mad at Terrence. He should take all that money if they're going to give it to him and not look back. But are you sitting here today in 2026 telling me you can't pay players in the WNBA at least your top 10% of the play, your top 1% players can't make $2 to $3 million a year? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying your ceiling can't be $5 million and your bottom be at least $500,000? You can't do that. Minor league players on some minor league teams in baseball make more money than WNBA players. If I was a woman, and I'm not, and I played college basketball, and I was on a pretty good team, and I'm a pretty good player, the amount of money I'm making in NIL, I would never go to the WNBA. And now, if you're the WNBA, you got rival leagues where your own players are playing in a damn rival league. And apparently drawing in men's stadiums. What are you doing? What are we doing? What decisions are being made where in 2026 we're still using ideals and ideas and strategies men try to use with women in the 70s when it comes to pay equality. Pretty sure there was a law for that. But what was the workaround? Was the workaround you can only get paid if you're drawing? Hell, the women's soccer team doesn't make what the men's team does. And the women's soccer team not only draws more than the men, they win more than the men. So I asked again, what the hell are we doing here? Look, I'll sum it up like this. If you're a dude and you're still intimidated by what a woman can do, or if you're a dude and you're worried that if a woman makes more than you, that somehow she starts making all the decisions, you know what my answer to you is? So what? Listen, I got news for you. Whether she's making the money or not, she's making the decisions, bud. They just have a funny way of making you feel like you made that decision, but you didn't. So relax. Like honestly, the days of the superior man, like kill it, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going because these freaking idiots keep breeding and keep teaching their boys to do the same thing. And it's unfortunate. Like, what are we doing? And if you think for 1 second, look, let me keep this real. If you're a black dude and you think this don't apply to you, well, buddy, it does. It does. Struggle goes for both. The same thing. Listen, they experiment with them, they experiment with us to justify why not to play. I think it's awfully hilarious when you look at professional athletes, mainly black professional athletes. After they stop playing, they're just broke. Guys making $50 million, $100 million, $200 million, and they're just broke. Where did all this money go? Funny enough, actors don't make anywhere near it, but they got the money. You know, Brad Pitt, you know, all these guys, they don't act for years. And they don't even, it's not salary, man. It's a contract. You get paid on the movie. That's it. But yet, their revenue stream continues. Guys gotta start thinking. You gotta start talking. I gotta start talking like this before they cancel my show or they remove me. So with that said, it is what it is. But seriously, all jokes aside, like the women's hockey team should first and foremost, like what they have achieved, and you gotta say to yourself, if you're saying, well, women's hockey hasn't been around forever, well, they're the most dominant team in there, whether it's been around forever or not. Because on the flip side of that, hockey has been played in the United States since 1920s, and the men's team ain't got but 3 funky-ass gold medals. Do with that information what you will. Alright? Do with that info what you will. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. That's it. I'm done. Thank you all for listening and watching. It's been fun. Subscribe and like the Downright Sports on all social media platforms. Download the show on Spotify. Listen on the DJ Chase Radio app. Watch live on Facebook and YouTube. I promise I will get the show back on a regular routine eventually. The Baseball World Classic is here. There will be some social media posts on TikTok and YouTube clips about the Baseball World Classic. As each round ends, I'll recap who won and what some of the highlights may be. The NCAA tournament's getting ready to kick off, and I will be also reporting on that. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do live games again, but I may. It's just exhausting. Anyway, you guys be safe. Have fun out there. As always, deuces.